Okay, so I could tell from some of the surveys from this week that the data download from last week was viewed by at least some of you. So I thought that we would take a look at it again for this week, just comparing last week to this week. So last week, of course, was the week of May 11th, and we have the same pictures from last week as into this week, so that helps with a simple comparison, making sure we're keeping on the same thing. How are we feeling on the scale of those Disney leading ladies? And last week, almost 50% of us were feeling like Meg. We were feeling just like, not having this. I won't say I'm in love, but at the end of last week's survey, I did comment that it seems like things are getting better. And part of the reason for that was as we looked at this villains scale to see how your household was doing. Remember, we're looking at the facial expressions. So Cruella de Vil is the best on this scale. Gaston's screaming face, obviously, is the worst. And on that, 50% of households were feeling like Cruella de Vil. If we add in the scar, bottom left, where it's just kind of contemplative, a lot of people said they were thinking about how they might be spending their time once things open up a little more again. That gets us all the way to almost 86% of respondents saying that their household is doing well. Fast forward a little bit to this week. Let's take a look at the week of surveys for this week. Same leading ladies, same villains. And for this week, we can see that there was a vast improvement. That 57% of respondents, 58% of respondents actually were in that top half, which is the bottom half of your screen here, feeling like Belle or Ariel, feeling like singing, according to some of the comments made by people. Feeling good about how things were going. Less people doing the cleaning of Cinderella. And yes, granted, 30% of people still feeling like Meg, based on comments that seem to be primarily people who were falling behind on choice boards and were having some questions with that. I've been trying to offer a lot of opportunity to answer questions on those, still available today until the end of the regular school day. So please feel free to send out your questions or even try to schedule a Google Hangout so we can go ahead and discuss those concerns. Now, for our villains, that's of course how our household is doing. We have seen a vast improvement on this as well. Almost 50%, so a slight drop actually in terms of like, are we Cruella de Vil totally happy or are we just kind of contemplative? A lot of people, as news has been breaking this week, that things should be getting back to a more normal look in Illinois. Not full on normal, but a more normal look. A lot of households are contemplating what they're going to do next. I think that's where we see the drop to the 48.5% feeling like Scar. But notice we still have a third of the respondents saying Cruella de Vil. And so an overall, almost 80% is in that top half of the scaling, a 3 or a 4. And I do know that one person did check Mother Gothel just because they like the movie Tangled. So a little bit of skewed statistic on that. Now, this week I also asked a question of if you watch the daily vlogs and if you think that they're helpful. And I went ahead and put it into the terms of kids' shows. So do you think they're trash or do you love it like Barney? And on that, as the week went on, we got a little more balance in this. About 50-50. About half of you said, yeah, I check them out because I'm curious. About half, and then if we throw Barney into there as well, said that they are a friendly part of your day and they kind of get you out of your house. And so, in response to the comments that you made, in response to this part of the survey, I did try to return to doing my vlogs from different places around the house for this week. So hopefully that's been a little more interesting for you. Now, what does this all mean? Well, I know that some of you are not interested. You did say it's trash, or you're just a little curious. I'm going to go ahead and keep it going. Not necessarily every day, but getting you vlogs, by the week anyhow, trying to keep things going. Next week, we're still in school, so of course you'll have dailies for next week. But then going on through the summer, just kind of doing some touch base, posting some vlogs out there to make sure that you guys are okay and someone is still going and you're still seeing a friendly face week to week. And as we keep it going, of course, this weekend, my family is planning on going camping in the backyard. And that's going to be coming up on the end of the quarantine beard. So I will be getting back to the classic Mr. Niwame look as we get past this. So if you're checking in on those vlogs this summer, you should be seeing classic Niwame popping back in front of you. Until next week, of course, take care of yourself and each other. Stay safe. Wash your hands. From my household to yours, we love you. Happy Friday.